Hello and welcome to WWLeeTV. And this is my first podcast that will be on the WWE news and rumors. You'll get this once a week, hopefully, from me. I'm going to basically squeeze in all the news and rumors from the week into this weekly episodic podcast for you. So, as you know, I've done a couple of these podcasts before. My good friend Ricky and myself will still continue our podcast together every couple of weeks, but you can expect one from me on news and rumors once a week. And that'll be starting from today with episode 1. And today I'll be discussing several different things with you. Feel free to leave all your thoughts and comments in the section below. You can follow me on social media. I'm on Twitter at WWLeeTV. I'm on Instagram at Leelee since 85. I will be setting up a Facebook page as well. You can subscribe to my channel here on YouTube at WWLeeTV. As you can see there, we've got my friend Ricky, who's also on social media. Black White Soul on Twitter, Black White Soul on Instagram, Black White Soul on Facebook, and Black White Soul on YouTube. Sorry, the Instagram one for Ricky is Black White Soul EOD. So follow him and give him a message and subscribe to our channels, guys. So I hope you're all doing okay. I love doing these podcasts, so thought I'd do one for you today. I'll try and do it either Wednesdays or Thursdays, but if you go onto my social media stuff, you will be told on there by me when I plan on doing them. So love doing them, love hearing your feedback. So let's get started. So obviously the big news and the main rumors going around at the moment is this Stone Cold thing that he done with the podcast with Paul Heyman. A lot of people speculating on whether he will be wrestling at WrestleMania 32 next year. Now, it looked like the way that Heyman done it and the way that Austin was acting as if they were planting seeds to this match next year between Lesnar and Austin at WrestleMania 32. Now, Heyman's style and the way he was sort of talking to Austin and Austin's responses was almost like Austin was cutting a promo and getting genuinely wound up about the thought of facing Lesnar. You know, Stone Cold was coming through, not just the man himself, Steve Austin. But since then, Stone Cold Steve Austin has said that he wasn't even planning on fighting next year and he wasn't planting seeds for a match with Lesnar. But you never really know, because he could just be keeping it very hush-hush, keeping it quiet and making it this big grand surprise when it does happen. If some sort of challenge happens at some point in the next several months or on the build to Mania next year, we're just going to have to wait and see. But the thought of a Lesnar and Austin match gets me so pumped. And I reckon if they plan on selling out their arena next year, 100,000 people, god damn, that's the way to do it. We've done the whole Rock and Cena thing, the once in a lifetime thing that we saw twice. Don't need to see that sort of matchup again. I love The Rock, but I think the main event next year, WrestleMania, should without doubt have Stone Cold in it. He's from Texas. We haven't seen him wrestle since WrestleMania 19 when he had his match against The Rock and he retired. But being like Stone Cold is my favorite wrestler of all time, to be totally honest with you, I don't want to see anyone more at the moment than Stone Cold. I'd love to see one more match from him. And to be against Lesnar next year, those guys won't have a wrestling match. As Stone Cold said, it would be a fight. And if he was to pick the match, it would be a Texas death match. Now, I briefly touched on this in the podcast the other day with Ricky. But to be totally honest, how the hell would that work, guys? We're in a PG era. A PG era. And for them to do a Texas death match, yikes, that's just not going to work unless Vince just says, fuck it, go out there, do what you want to do. We'll deal with the onslaught later from the angry families and such. But no one's going to do that, surely. Everyone would love to see blood and guts and carnage from a Texas death match between those two. They would have a fight, not a wrestling match. And I, for one, would love to see it. I do want to go to WrestleMania 32. It's just saving for the damn thing. I live all the way over here in the UK, so for me, this is a lot of money, and it's a long trip just for a few days. But if anything is going to get me to Dallas, Texas next year and pay a couple of grand, $3,000, or whatever it is overall, then Stone Cold is the one to do that. If Stone Cold isn't in wrestling a match next year at WrestleMania, I won't go. But if he is, I am going to do my absolute best to go. So yeah, I'd love to see it. What do you guys want to see? Do you think he is planning it and he's just keeping it quiet, or do you think it was just a genuine, love discussing it sort of thing, but I don't plan on doing it at all? Can you see it happening? And guys, what would make you go to WrestleMania next year and pay, if you like myself and you live over here in the UK, what would make you pay all that money and travel all that way to go and watch WrestleMania? What match would make you go? What one superstar would make you go? As I've said, mine's Stone Cold. Who is yours? What's your dream matchup? They plan on selling out 100,000 seats next year. If anyone can do it, I truly believe it's Stone Cold and Lesnar. In your opinion, who do you think could do it, and what would make, or who would make you go? Please let me know in the comments below. And guys, I'd be totally honest with you. I love doing these podcasts, but if I can get in contact with some of you in the comments section below, or if you message me, I would love to perhaps have you on as a guest on my weekly podcast here on the News and Rumors. If you're interested, just let me know. If you want to come on as a guest, that'd be great. I'd love to interact. I'm all about building a community here and reaching out to other wrestling fans. So please let me know if you want to join in on this. And even if you want to try and join, and if you're a fan of myself and Ricky's podcast that we do every couple of weeks, and please let us know. We might be able to perhaps get you on. This whole Google Hangout thing is quite handy. So if you've got a YouTube account or a Google Plus account, then we can get you on. So I think that would be really cool to get input from someone that we don't necessarily know and then get to know them through wrestling. So please let me know in the section below, guys. Other things going on as well in terms of news and rumors. Bray Wyatt, for one. What the hell is going on with Bray Wyatt? Nothing. Absolutely no plans for Bray Wyatt from what I can see here. It's a shame. And I don't know why, but they've got a real problem booking him. They just can't seem to come up with anything for him. I kind of had a feeling, him going into a match of WrestleMania with The Undertaker was great. But I kind of had this feeling that after that, what the hell do you do with Bray Wyatt? Something just isn't working. His promos are absolutely fantastic. He's getting better in the ring, but he's not being given enough time in the ring. His feuds, his feud of The Undertaker was basically just him. Undertaker only responded through bolts of lightning, etc. It was all because of Bray Wyatt. This whole feud was just Bray Wyatt complaining at The Undertaker, and his promos are fantastic and truly memorable. But I don't know what they should do with him. They don't know what they should do with him. I don't think they've got anything for him. I don't think they've got any plans for him. But what I do know their biggest problem was, and what the biggest mistake they made, was him being broken up and taken away from Eric and Luke. The Wyatts shouldn't have broke up when they did. I think they had another year or two in them. Easy. They broke up the same sort of time as the Shield. Bad idea. You could have got, the Shield, awesome, and they had perhaps another year left in them, and it sucked to see them break up. But one day they're going to get together again. But in terms of the Wyatts, I think they had another good couple of years in them, without a doubt. And I think that kind of hurt Bray Wyatt, and it definitely hurt the other two. They tried to do that singles run, but it wasn't working. And now, obviously, Luke and Eric are getting back together and tag teaming. I'll get on that in a minute. But Bray Wyatt, what do you do with him? What do you do with him, guys? That Ryback thing was nothing. I couldn't care less about that. Who could we put him against? Who could really up his stock and put him back on track for like the main event? Maybe a Roman Reigns. His feud with Dean Ambrose, it didn't quite work for me. If you really want to get Bray Wyatt back on track, I think personally he may be ready for the main event scene. Do you perhaps put him in a feud with a WWE Champion? Obviously, we'll see who that is post Money in the Bank, but my money's on Rollins. Who could be champion post SummerSlam? Could be Lesnar. Could be Reigns. Could be Rollins. It's too early to tell. But I think a feud with a WWE Champion would do him some good. And if they don't want to go down that road yet, put him on the IC. Or put him on the US. Have Cena do an open challenge. Have Bray Wyatt come out. And have Bray Wyatt beat Cena. I think one of the worst things to happen to Bray Wyatt was him losing to Cena the way he did. Cena didn't need to win again. He didn't. He's Cena. He's not going to hurt John Cena. It hurt Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt should have come away from that feud as the winner and the man on top. What hurt Bray Wyatt? Bray in a lot higher position than he is as of right now. I'd say put a belt on him. Either have him beat Cena for the US, perhaps even around SummerSlam time. You've got Ryback as the as the Intercontinental Champion at the moment. Have him beat Ryback. Put the belt on Bray Wyatt and see how he goes with that. He could be the darkest, scariest champion that they've ever had. But please do something with Bray Wyatt. He's underutilized. But there's just something missing there. There's just something missing with Bray Wyatt. And I'd love to know what you guys think of this, because it's like a piece to the puzzle that is not quite there yet. And I can't put my finger on it. And I'm pretty sure the WWE can't either. So let me know what you think about this. What do you think of Bray Wyatt? Do you think he's underused? Do you think he's used in the right way? What do you think of his promos, his matches, the feuds that he's had? Who do you think he should feud with? Do you think he should have a title yet? Do you think he should be back with the Wyatts? All questions that I'd love to hear your feedback on, guys. What to do with Bray Wyatt? And as I just said, Luke Harper and Eric Rowan tag teaming again. And the little promo they cut on Raw, could it be a tease that they're getting back together with Bray Wyatt? I think it would be good if they do. But they used not once but twice the 3D. Did you guys see that? Why? Why are they using that? Are they planning on perhaps bringing Bubba Ray back in with Devon? Are they planning on perhaps doing a feud with, the Wyatts, Luke and Eric, against the Dudley Boys? But either way, they use the 3D. I'm not too sure how I feel about that. I don't think they should have used the 3D. Are they just using that as a way to try and get them over? Lousy way of doing it, WWE. I don't like that. It's almost like sometimes I get the feeling WWE are trying to dig old wrestlers, past wrestlers. It could be that, or it could be a slow build for a challenge. on Team 3D, the Dudley Boys, and have Bubba Ray Dudley and Devon Dudley come back and face Eric Rowan and Luke Harper at SummerSlam. I could see that happening, but they did use a 3D. So I don't know if you guys caught it, but they used it twice. So that's a pretty big deal, really. So you've now got those guys using the the 3D and Cena using that sort of stunner every week. So I don't know how I feel about wrestlers using wrestlers' moves. Like Seth Rollins using Triple H's pedigree. Does he really need to do that? Does he really need to have his curb stomp taken away from him? Absolutely not. Are there more powerful feuds being used that can give you a concussion? Yeah. I mean, look at Kevin Owens' powerbomb for just as an example. Hell of an impact. You can land on your neck, snap your head back, give yourself a concussion. To be honest, with the curb stomp, I think wrestlers can protect their. I mean, they always use their hands to go down to that mat. They can go down hard, but at least they've got some sort of protection there with their arms and elbows hitting that ring to stop a concussion. I love the curb stomp, and it sucks that that's taken away. And it sucks for me to see that they can't come up with anything better than the curb stomp, and they're just chucking the pedigree at Rollins. You know? And yeah, I mean, these are questions I'd love to ask the WWE why they do these things. It's unreal sometimes what they do, but yeah, I mean, you know, look at Sheamus's bro kick and Randy Orton's punt kick, great moves, and they've taken them away. What are we going to be left with in a couple of years' time? I get that concussions are a risk, but you could say that basically about any other move in the wrestling ring, you know, because any move could cause some sort of concussion if you land the wrong way. So what does that leave us with? You know, I'm just saying, but I think it's just a bit silly sometimes and what they do and what their strategies are and what they think. But yeah. So as you know, we're going into Money in the Bank on Sunday. I'll be watching it on Monday with Ricky. And we were talking about it when we were watching Raw last night, what we think, you know, the outcomes are going to be. Kevin Owens and John Cena for one. Now, there's some stuff going around online that Cena's going to go over. But does he need to go over? Absolutely not. Would I love to see Owens beat him clean again? Absolutely, it does. So much for Owens to do that yet again. Cena doesn't need to do it. He doesn't need to do it. So there's rumors going around that Cena's going to go over on Owens again. But don't need to do that. Owens is a beast. I had no idea how good he was in the ring until I watched that match with him and Cena a couple of weeks back. Amazing what that man can do. He's not small. He's a chunky guy. But goddamn, he is impressive, guys. Next up, I don't know if you guys know, but there's been more and more news coming out about this. But WWE are going to Japan to do a live show. And this live show is looking like it's getting bigger and bigger. Not only do we have Jericho wrestling Adrian Neville, but Kofi Kingston will be facing none other than Brock Lesnar. Yep, Brock Lesnar will be wrestling a live show in Japan. And this live show will actually be aired on the WWE network. So we get to see it, which is awesome. So Brock Lesnar is going to Japan. Now, my friend Rick did tell me last night that apparently Lesnar has a friend over in Japan who's not doing too good, a wrestling friend, and he's not well or something. And from what I can hear, Lesnar's basically said, right, you know, WWE, you pay for me to come out there, flights, hotel, I'll work your live event. So that's happening by the looks of it. So awesome. Can't wait to watch this live event in Japan as well. I can definitely see Lesnar raising hell on this, and I can't see that match lasting long. But I can see him beating several people up, not just the New Day. But if he raises as much chaos as he did that Raw after WrestleMania, then we're in for one hell of a live event. So watch out, Japan, because Lesnar's coming. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. I don't know an exact date yet, but that is coming up, guys. So I'm just quite surprised that Lesnar's going to be working a live event. But if he needs to go and see his friend, he's a businessman. You pay for me to go out there, I'll work your live event, and I get to see my friend. So yeah. Also, guys, Hulk Hogan and CM Punk, two big names there. What have they got to do with each other? Well, if you're on the Twitter, you will know, because the other day, CM Punk and Hulk Hogan weren't together, but they were watching a sports show going on. I don't know what it was. Let me have a quick look here for you guys. But let's have a look. Yeah. I don't know what it was. It doesn't actually say what the event was, but it was a sporting event. And Hulk Hogan tweeted something about CM Punk. It's like a pun. Like, I think it might have been hockey, because he said about one team having to take, just may as well just take their puck / Punk and see them their way out of the door. And CM Punk wasn't too happy with this and basically told Hulk Hogan to fuck off on Twitter. So have a look for this, because it did happen, and they had a bit of a feud between the two. So yeah, CM Punk called Hulk Hogan a hack and told him to shut the fuck up or I'll wreck you, Hulk Hogan. So yeah, that happened. Not best of friends. Apparently, I think it was in Punk's documentary how he mentioned that he met Hulk Hogan backstage at a WWE event and he ignored him. He went to shake his hand and he just walked past him. So it pretty much sums Hulk Hogan up as a person. Pretty rude, don't you think? I don't know, CM Punk's not the nicest of people out there, but do you really just walk past a man who's offering you his hand? No, you don't. So these two aren't friends at all by the looks of it. God, how amazing would a match between them two be? I mean, they're completely different styles, but CM Punk versus Hulk Hogan, Jesus Christ, that'd be quite fun to watch. Yeah, so there is a few bits there going on from the news and rumors. Let me have a look to see if there's anything else going on here while I've got you on the air. Again, if there's anything you want to ask me, guys, in terms of news and rumors, and share your thoughts and opinions, and please do let me know. Also, let me know what you think of episode 1 and 2 of the podcast that I've done with Ricky. They've been done the last couple of weeks, so I've had some good feedback so far on my Twitter, so I do appreciate that. One guy said that it was his favorite videos that I do, so that's awesome news. Thank you. I love doing the podcast instead of just the normal 2-3 minute videos. So I'm going to squeeze in all the news and rumors into a podcast for you once a week now, guys. And if there's a hell of a lot of news and rumors, maybe do a couple a week. One thing's for sure, you will get a podcast from me, myself, on news and rumors each week, and myself and Ricky every 2 weeks. And that can be anything on, pay-per-view reviews, predictions, and any ideas that we can come up with to make the best podcast possible for you. Lots of other different types of videos on my channel as well. I've got the vlogs on there. I went to Raw in 2013, Raw in 2014, and again this year in 2015. Now I've actually done 2 vlogs, both over 20 minutes long on my channel. First one I done was in 2014, went down really well, lots of views. And this one this year that I went to, awesome day out, again, that run for nearly half an hour. Lots of bits from that throughout the day. It's not just about getting the entrances and everything like that from the Raw itself. It's about giving you if you can't go to Raw for whatever reason, It's about giving you what it looks like, basically a fan's experience of what it's like to go to a WWE event. And WWE don't come over here to England often. It's just once in London and once in Manchester. So you only get them twice a year. Maybe only able to go to my favorite thing on TV once a year, which sucks. But if I'm going to do it, I'm going to make the best blog possible and put it on my channel here for you. So let me know what you think of those guys. And if you ever are going and you'd like to meet, that'd be awesome, because I can put you on the vlog. So that's something I'd like to do in future with you guys. At the moment, I'm just enjoying doing these videos. That's what it's all about for me. So, but I'd love to meet my fans and my subscribers, and it means a lot hearing feedback on these videos here. So thank you. In terms of news and rumors, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you think about the rumors I've told you about today. To me, the main one is Stone Cold. You know, will he wrestle next year at WrestleMania 32? That's my biggest. That's my biggest one that I'm going to be paying most attention on going into WrestleMania next year. So you'd probably expect that coming up a lot in these future podcasts. Let me know, as I say, what you think of my previous videos. Love hearing your feedback on them. And I will keep an eye on all the news and rumors coming up on the dirt sheets and bring them to you here in the podcast. So thanks for listening, guys. Some of these weeks may be short, some may be long. It just depends the amount of news and rumors there are. Some news and rumors, well, I say some rumors are just, you know, they're bound not to be true. Some are just silly. Some pique my interest and I'll talk about them. So, you know, I'll try and keep these podcasts sort of fairly short, but if there's a lot to talk about, some might run a little bit longer. So enjoyed having you on, guys. Let me know what you think in the section below. And as I say, we're on all the social medias now. Follow me on Twitter, WWLeeTV, Instagram, which is Lele since 85. Facebook is being set up. Subscribe to my channel on YouTube. You can see a screenshot there from the live webcam. Sorry, the live cam that I had from WrestleMania 31. Cam. It's hilarious. I hate seeing myself back in it because I look like an excited child, but I am inside when it comes to WrestleMania and Royal Rumble, etc. So check out my previous videos, subscribe. It all means a lot, guys, and I will see you all on the next podcast from WWLeeTV. Ciao for now.